Yo, yo, what's up? How's it going? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, how we doing? It is Tuesday. We are 5 days away for 49er football. 5 days, Trey Lance days. We are here. I can't believe it. What's up, everybody in the chat? What's up, Rocio, Marcos, Nia? What's up, Eric? Oh, shout out from Stockton. Mariah, Raphael. What's up, everybody? How are we doing today? We are 5 days away from 49er football. Let's get it. Bang, bang, Niner gang. We'll be right back. I'm going to play a little uh, loop so I can go grab a few things, and we'll be right back. What's up, everybody? How is everybody feeling? It is hot out there. I don't know how's your day going today. It's been very caliente out there. I don't know. It's been a heat wave out in the bay. Very hot. Very hot. So I hope everybody's staying hydrated, staying cool. It's a hot day. These walls, they're so hot. Like I was hanging stuff up today, and when I got home, I was putting some things up. I felt the wall, and it felt like it was like 130 degrees on the wall. And this is how this place is so hot. So, sheesh, it is very hot. 5 more days until the Niners play. It's even hotter now. It's crazy. But the crazy thing is, it's probably going to be raining against the Bears on Sunday. So the Niners are going from this heat wave to a monsoon most likely on Sunday. That's going to be a little interesting. The weather's going to have a factor. I think that it's something we got to keep an eye on. I think it's going to be a defensive game. So appreciate you, Arvin. I'm trying to get it a little bit better. We don't want to be looking at a white wall all day. We're slowly making progress on the backdrop. Eventually, it's gonna be crazy, pretty dope. But we minor details. We have made a little bit of progress on the backdrop. It's slowly, we'll make some progress out there. But how is everybody feeling? How's everybody doing? Are you guys hyped up for game day? Lupe says 113 degrees. That's disgusting. 113 degrees is not even fair. I used to live in Vegas, and that was absolutely that's how it was in Vegas. It used to be like 110, 115, 120 some days. It's just disgusting. When it's that hot, you just feel disgusting. Like you feel sick. You feel, I don't know. I hate the heat. I hate the heat. What's up? How's work been, Rod? It's been okay. It's been tough. I'm trying not to work as much, but at the same time, you got to pay bills. It's expensive out here, so I'm trying to balance work and doing the social media. It's a tough grind. I'm not gonna lie. It's mentally exhausting, but we're trying our best to make everything work. And I do appreciate everybody that supports this page, all my channels, and I truly respect everybody that gives me the support. So appreciate you guys. But let's get into it. 49ers football. Again, 5 days away. It's Trey Lance days until Niner football. I don't know. I'm excited just because of the fact of everybody in the media is looking for Trey Lance to fail. I don't know if they're looking for him, but they expect it. They may be looking for it. I don't think they want him to fail. I think people want him genuinely to succeed. But I feel that the media is expecting it. They're expecting it. They're absolutely using this, stuff that we talked about last night. I came last night and I ranted. I don't know if you guys were here on the late night live. I ranted about, the media going absolutely crazy about Trey Lance and how he's gonna struggle, and if he does, they're gonna pull Jimmy and put him in week 7. And then you had my man Albert Breer, who in the morning said that Trey Lance was a little upset when he heard about the Jimmy Garoppolo extension. And then he had to change he changed the article. You literally changed your article. I'm still not over that. He changed his article to say that, maybe he was more confused. You change your article, you're making shit up. Bottom line. I love Albert Breer. He's a good reporter, but that was clickbaity. I'm not even going to lie. I know all about clickbait, but let me tell you, this was absolutely atrocious. And the media now today, if you watched any sports show today, Undisputed, whatever you watch in the morning, they all talked about it. They literally all talked about it. Like, that's what the media does. They create these stories, they create these narratives. Because the NFL, it's a conglomerate. It's everybody's working together. They're all trying to get a piece of that pie. They're all getting money off of this shit. So when one reporter says something or reports on it, boom, the next one starts talking about it. Then the next one, then the next guy goes on his show, his podcast, and they're all getting money off the same nonsense stories. It's probably not true. It's people just making stuff up. But that's how the media goes. It's so crazy. So crazy. Debbie says, great shirt, Target. You know the vibes. It's a new Target shirt. We had to step up the game. I felt like I was not rocking the Target shirts like I should be. We back on it. Stranger Things. I've been looking for this shirt. Actually, I saw this at a Target like 3 weeks ago. And every time I go, I'm like, I gotta find it. And I found it today, so I had to get it. But Christy says, I want Trey to win so bad. You know, that's it. I just want Trey Lance to go out and do so good and just shine and just say shut the F up to the media so they can be like, oh, wow, he's good. And I know it. If he succeeds, if he does well, the media is going to change their story. They're going to, they're going to sing praises. They're going to be like, oh, Trey's the guy. And then that's what's going to happen. And that's how the media works is, they doubt you. They're going to cast stones at you. And then if you push through it and you succeed, then they're going to hype you. And then they're going to be all over you. They're going to all over your jock. But then there's more pressure because now how are you going to handle it if you're getting hyped up and have more pressure? So it's never going to go away. And the Niners have like the craziest, absolutely craziest drama out of everybody. They always have drama. The 49ers are always in the middle of the drama. Like they're always in some type of dramatic story. That's how it is. The 49ers love controversy. Well, the media loves to put the 49ers in controversy, right? So it's what they do. The Niners are always in some type of dramatic story. This whole offseason, it was just drama, straight drama. So, Jamie says Ayuk is going to have a good season. I think so. I think he's going to have a breakout season, a very big time season, But what's up, Peter Parker? What's up, everybody? What's up? Edward says Trey will shine Sunday. Let's go. Bears a preseason game. I wouldn't say it's a preseason game. You got to realize this is not going to be just a preseason game because for the fact of the matter of it's a game. The Bears, it's a home game for them. New coach, new regime. They're going to want to play tough. But I will say they are seeming very, very cocky coming into this game. They seem like they have a lot of confidence, which is good. It's a young team. You want to have some confidence. But I'm going to tell you what, it's not going to be easy. The Bears played us tough last year. They did play us tough. We went down to Chicago, and it was a homecoming game for Jimmy and the Niners. And it was a tough one. And Robbie Gould, they didn't necessarily dog walk them last year. I thought it was going to be a easier game than it was, and Justin Fields had some success. So it's not going to be an easy game. I wouldn't say it's going to be a preseason game. And it is going to be raining most likely. So I would probably not say it's going to be an easy game. But I think the Niners should win this game. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And I think the marquee matchup, like we've been talking about, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, like we want to see those two guys shine together. This is a battle. Like if you remember draft season last year, you had Justin Fields, you had Trey Lance, there was Mac Jones, but for the Niner fans, for the most part, we were sitting here debating Fields, Trey Lance, Fields, Trey Lance, Fields, Trey Lance. And now we get to see them play on the same field together, quarterback one versus quarterback one. This is going to be their first game against each other, heads up in the NFL. Might become a big rivalry in the league if both of them become really good quarterbacks. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited. Yeah, Jimmy almost got benched that game if it weren't for Debo. I'll tell you what, Debo saved that season. He saved that game. He put the team on his back numerous times, and I think Debo's going to be the focal point. I think he's going to be the focal point of this team. And moving forward, he should be. There should be Debo Samuel plays design, and I think that's going to help. And, one thing I want to say about the media, and I pulled this tweet. I think Akash tweeted this. Let me pull this tweet up. This is absolutely, the exact thing that we've been saying, and Akash worded it very well from Niners Nation. So I'm going to pull this tweet up. So check it out. This is what it says. We're going to read it together. So it says, in 2019, Jimmy Garoppolo had 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions through the first 8 weeks of the season. 49ers passing offense was middle of the pack. They were 8-0. They weren't anything special. So then he says, why do we assume that if Trey Lance struggles, this team is going to lose a bunch of games? They're insanely talented. And this is kind of what we've been saying through the last couple of weeks, right? I'm going to pull that up again so you guys can read it. I know. And I'll let you guys kind of chew on that. But basically, this is what we've been saying, right? The Niners are a loaded team. They have 7 players in the top 100. How are you expecting them to fail? Like, the media is expecting them to struggle and then fail. And yeah, okay, if Trey Lance struggles, we still have a great defense. We still have a great run game and a great coach that can take us where we need to go, right? Can take us where we need to go because we've dominated. They've dominated throughout the years when they've been healthy on defense. And this D-line is absolutely incredible. They got better. I mean, if you really think about it, they got really better. So, I don't know. I just find it so funny that the media continues to, hate on us or they sleep on it. They sleep on us. Bleacher Report ranked us number 15 in the league. I mean, I get it. You're uncertain about Trey Lance, but come on, 15 when the Niner defense is only getting better, added a better, secondary. It's crazy to me. And the Niners were in the NFC Championship game. And again, they have 7 players that were in the NFL top 100. I just don't see how we could be a top, like a number 15 team in the league, at least top 10. I get it. Trey Lance is unproven, and everybody doesn't think he's going to do well. It's not like Jimmy Garoppolo was sitting there being a world beater. It's a middle of the pack quarterback. So, it's fun. What did Joe Staley say? Joe Staley said he's worried about if Trey Lance struggles. Let's talk about that. So Joe Staley said that he's a little worried that if Trey Lance struggles, that he doesn't know if the locker room is going to be able to handle him. And they're going to call for Jimmy Garoppolo if he struggles. That's what Joe Staley says. I don't think he's true. I don't think it's right. I think if Trey Lance, again, I hate the fact that this is even a conversation that everybody say, oh, what if Trey Lance struggles? What if he struggles? Oh, my God, the locker room's going to want Jimmy Garoppolo. They're going to want Jimmy Garoppolo. Listen, man, if Trey Lance struggles, he struggles. It is what it is. Jimmy Garoppolo struggled many times, and it was what it was. You know what I mean? Unless he gets hurt, you're not pulling Trey Lance. He's your starting quarterback. You live with the good. You live with the bad. He might struggle at times. He's a young quarterback. Like Joe said, he does think he's going to do well. He does think that he could take this team to another dimension. He has the big cannon arm. He has dynamics that can make this offense better. But he says he's young. He's going to go through his ups and downs. And what if they struggle and the locker room comes in and says, oh, yo, coach, we got to take him out and put Jimmy. I don't think that's going to happen. Again, a lot of people are sitting here and they're saying, what if this? What if Trey Lance struggles? What if he falls on his feet? I don't know why everybody is expecting that. Well, what if he doesn't? What if he goes out there and throws 3 touchdowns a game? What if he has a superstar start to the season? And what if they start 3-0, 4-0? Then shit, what about that? Everybody wants to wonder what if all the negatives, but they don't want to wonder what if the positives. Like, what if he tears it up? 3 touchdowns first game against the Bears. What if he goes out there and just dominates? What if he goes out there and he just shows the world, holy crap, I'm elite? Obviously, can't say he's top 5 quarterback first 3 games, but what if he goes out first few games and just razzle dazzles? What if then? I just don't get it. Why everybody wants to know about what if he does bad. Well, what if he does good? Then there's no issues. There's no question. So I don't know, man. The NFL is a weird, world. They love controversy, and the Niners, again, they're in the middle of controversy. So middle of controversy. But any questions out there? Let's throw some questions out there. Yesterday we did sign a few players. We got Leroy. We got an offensive tackle. Was it Leroy Watkins? What was his name? Oh God, I can't think of his name. Leroy. Sorry, was it Leroy Watson? They signed him, offensive lineman. Leroy Watson. He was also a tight end in college. He played with Spencer Burford. So that's a nice little depth piece, a versatile guy. And then Buddy Johnson, linebacker out of Baylor. He played at Pittsburgh. So nice little depth pieces there on the practice squad. So. Sal says Jimmy Garoppolo had 21 turnovers in 2019. That isn't exactly elite. Let's keep that same 2019 energy with Trey this year. When he makes his mistakes, he's 100%. Like Trey's gonna make mistakes. Jimmy made mistakes. It's all about how you bounce back and wash that off. If he comes in and he does well after a turnover, then it is what it is. There's no issues. There's literally no issues. You know what I mean? So. What's up, Blackbeard? How we doing? Hit that like button, faithfuls. Let's get to this. This is a good question. O-line. Do you think the interior O-line will be good versus Tampa Bay and the Rams? Well, we got to see how they are initially. I mean, obviously, we want them to be better as the season goes. I think, yeah, maybe against the Rams, they're going to have a little bit of a challenge with Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's a beast, but the Niners know how to scheme against them. Hopefully, Dan Brunskill is healthy that game, and I think he really knows how to scheme and play against Aaron Donald. Obviously, the Niners are going to have to use George Kittle and Kyle Juszczyk, chip him out. I think they can play well against the Rams. They historically have, Tampa Bay, that's a whole nother story. That's a little later in the season. And by that point, you would hope that the Niners' chemistry kind of has fused by that point with the O-line. So, again, we don't know. There's a lot of wild cards in this situation with the 49ers and their offensive line. You have, Jake Brendel, a relatively unknown at center. You have my man, Spencer Burford at right guard. He's a young buck. I love him, but he's young. He's going to make some mistakes. And then you got Aaron Banks. A lot of pressure on this man. There's so much pressure on Aaron Banks to succeed. They drafted him in the second round. Laken Tomlinson's gone, so it's tough. I don't know. I think this O-line will get better as the season goes, but it's definitely the big question. What's good, Night Wolf? Appreciate you, man. I'm glad I'm on YouTube too. I'm glad you found me here. Let's see. Edward says Bears got an elite defensive lineman, Quinn. It's a good test, but last year Trent Williams kind of held his own for the most part, obviously. But they're not gonna just primarily put him on Trent Williams. Quinn's good. The Bears they got some young players. They don't have Khalil Mack anymore, so that's a good thing actually. I'm glad they don't have Khalil Mack anymore because he was a monster. He was getting older. They got rid of him. He goes to the Chargers. The Chargers defense has gotten even better. The rich get richer. So. Quinn versus Trent, yeah. Like I said, Trent last year, him and Robert Quinn had some beautiful matchups. There were some times where Trent just ate him up. But this is going to be a different story because I'm sure they're going to move Quinn around. But Trent Williams, man, people forget. I know the Niners have a lot of questions because of Brendel and Aaron Banks and Spencer Burford and Mike McGlinchey also. Is he going to be healthy? We don't even know if he's going to be healthy. But Trent Williams is the dog. He's the guy. He's the X factor on this line. He's the anchor. He's also got to stay healthy too. If there's anything that scares me on this team, it's a Trent Williams injury. Knock on wood, he doesn't get hurt. That would be a little scary if Trent Williams got hurt because then we're gonna have to play some of these backups. Colton McKivitz. Then I'm a little worried. Reddy says, I'm looking forward to that play action this year, 100%. That's what we talked about the other day is they have to really establish that run game so they can do a play action. And I think that's what Kyle's going to do. If they run the ball 30, 35 times in a game, if they run the ball 30 times against the Bears, there's a high chance they win this game. 35 times is a high chance they win this game because they'll run, and they could set up that play action. And now with Trey Lance, he could throw that pill deep. That's one thing that Jimmy couldn't do. There was times where they wanted to throw it deep, but they couldn't do it. And now they can stretch the field. It's going to be fun, huh? Yeah, you got to knock on wood, man. You literally got to do it. IMO Global says, do you think we'll utilize Debo in the backfield 100%? I think they will. First of all, Debo wants to get paid. And in his contract, there's incentives. And if he runs the ball more, he gets more money at the end of the season. He has to hit a certain yard mark, get a couple tutties. Debo's going to want to run the ball. And again, they have to find ways to get Debo the ball. It's not like he's just going to go out there and run around and get open. It's not a traditional wide receiver. He's a wide back. He runs the ball. He catches the ball, catches it out the backfield, runs screen plays, reverses. This guy does it all. Do it all Debo, like we call him, right? He needs the ball in his hands, and the Niners know that they have to move him around The Bears are going to sit there and try to, lock him up. You got my man Jalen Johnson out there trying to prove himself as a top corner. This guy, Jalen Johnson, and again, what he said about Trey Lance the other day, he says he's got to prove himself to me. That part, it kind of like he was pretty respectful through his interview. He was like, yeah, Trey Lance, he's got a good arm. He can hurt us in the run game, but he's still got to prove himself to me. Like, that's the part that kind of irritated me because I was like, okay, I get it. You're a couple years in the league. You're more established than Trey Lance, but you're still a not really relatively known player. So why does he have to prove himself to you when you're still proving yourself to others? I don't know. I kind of felt that was a little bit of a slight, but he's right. Trey Lance does have to prove himself. But what I'm saying is you got a guy like Debo who hasn't really had the chemistry with Trey Lance yet, and I know they need to work on it. They've got to get that chemistry down. I think that if they find creative ways to get Debo the ball like they have in the past, and there's no problem. There's going to be no problem. And I think they have to use Debo out of the backfield because that's how this offense works. Yeah, maybe 5 days left. I'm excited. I cannot wait. Willie says, Bears cornerback Jalen Johnson, 5 touchdowns allowed. Can you imagine? That this guy... I hope that Brandon Ayuk or Debo just obliterate this. I want them to make his life a living hell on Sunday. That's all I want. That's all I want. So, man, I'm just too excited for this game. Yeah, hey, Peter Park says when Jalen Johnson say that, everybody's like, who? Yeah, I mean, obviously he's a decent player. He's not like horrible. He's not a terrible player, but he's still a relatively, to a casual fan, he's a who, and now he's saying that Trey Lance has to prove himself to him, to Jalen Johnson, prove himself to Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson has to prove himself to everybody in the league. But I don't know. It's going to be fun. There hasn't been much else going on today. Again, there's just a lot of hype going around. 5 days left to the season. I think we're all just fed up of all the controversy, all the negativity, right? And I think the Niners tomorrow, Kyle Shanahan will address the media. I'm hoping that they announce the captains tomorrow. We've talked about that the last few days. Last year, on the 8th, they dropped the captains. So I think that we should be hopefully hearing about the captains tomorrow or Thursday, a couple days before the game. You want to know who the captains are before the game. I think they'll announce it in the next 2 days. So that's something to look forward to. I'm very excited to know who they choose as captains. A lot of teams are naming their captains, so I'm sure it's going to be coming pretty soon. So I'm excited for that. That's going to be something to look forward to in the next coming days. And then, just to hear the players the rest of the week. We get to hear some of the media stuff from the players in the next couple of days. And that's going to be something to talk about too. So we'll see what Trey Lance has to say about this game. I'm excited to hear what Trey has to say. I'm excited to hear what Justin Fields has to say. I'm sure there's going to be some good sound clips for that. Willie says, the media is not hating. They're sleeping. Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue. I said that earlier. I think that's the biggest takeaway. It's not that they're really hating the Niners. They're underestimating the Niners, and they're very much so sleeping on the Niners. I think that's the key word. They always sleep on the Niners. Like, they don't expect the team to do good, right? They say that they're ranked 15. There's concerns about Trey Lance. What if he struggles? Well, shit, who cares if he struggles? Because the Niners have had struggling quarterback play for a long time, and the defense helps them out all the time. The defense has put this team in position to win so many times. Not worried about it. I just want to see Trey Lance do good. I want to see him come out and, silence people. That's the only way that the media is going to be quiet. The only way the media is not going to say anything is if Trey Lance goes out there and proves them wrong and plays well and wins games. Winning cures a lot. When Jimmy gets talked to about in the media, that's what they say. Oh, Jimmy wins games. If Trey Lance goes out there and wins games, they won't have anything to say. So they will have nothing to say. Who's guarding Debo? That's a good question. Nobody can guard Debo. They're going to try their best to move coverage, move cornerbacks, put Jalen Johnson on them. They can try all they want. Debo is a guy that you really can't you can't really guard the guy. So, holy moly, electricity went out and it's 113 degrees. I'll pray for you. That is hot. So hot. Very hot. 113 degrees. This is so hot. I'm dying in here. Yeah, Jordan Ismail. This is pretty much what we knocked out earlier. He says that Peter King doesn't know about the Niners. He watched one practice. He's just looking for a headline. He doesn't know shit. Like, I respect Peter King. He's a great reporter. But the fact that he sat there and he says, "Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo is going to come in week 7," I mean, that's silly to me. The media is just looking for stories. They're looking to speculate. They're looking to cause that big wave. They want that engagement, and then now he says it, and then every other sports media company entity is going to talk about, well, is Jimmy going to pass up Trey? What if he struggles? Just like we talked about today. Well, what if Trey struggles? Well, what if he doesn't? They like to paint their picture. And again, the only way and the media will shut up is if the Niners win. That's it. That's all they got to do. All they got to do. All they got to do is win games. Daniel Ruiz. Yeah, that's the biggest concern is Trey Lance doesn't have a lot of game experience. He's young quarterback. He's 22 years old. Doesn't have a lot of experience, and I think that's why people are concerned. I get it. I understand why people are frustrated or concerned or worried that he's going to struggle. He just might. He's young. He doesn't have a lot of reps. Going into this league. So, is the concern warranted? Yeah, of course. I'm sure that we should sit here and kind of temper our expectations. But he has amazing talent. He has a good, head on his shoulder. He seems like a really good kid. He seems like he has that uncanny ability to play the game. He has a lot of potential. He's very raw. And if he's, coached right and he has a good team around him, I think he could succeed. But again, you're right. Like, he doesn't have a lot of experience, and that is why people doubt Trey Lance. When you don't have a lot of experience of anything, they think that you're just, a one-hit wonder, a flash in the pan. And I think that's what people's worry is. The people that don't believe in Trey Lance is they feel like maybe he's just a gimmick. Maybe he's just he got lucky. He played at a bad school. He played at a lesser conference, and he got lucky into being good, in those days. He didn't play against top opponents in college. And I see their arguments, but I don't think the Niners, they've done a lot of research. I don't think they would have selected this guy with the number 3 pick if they weren't certain that he was the guy. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of questions, which there has been all offseason. This is what we've literally debated for months on end. And now we have to shut up and see if he's the guy and if we're right or wrong. And that's it. So. Let's take a few of these questions. The vibes. Got to get that fresh cut coming. Game day. My man Alberto says, "Are you going to be live for every game?" I can't go live for every game. Instagram has changed their copyright rules, so unfortunately, we can't stream the games. We're going to be at the parade and still be these trash articles like, really, what week was Jimmy going to replace Trey again? Yeah, if the Niners do win a Super Bowl this year and we're at a 49er parade, there's still going to be there's always going to be some type of controversy. I guarantee you. It's going to be some funny, but it will be funny. If the Niners do win a Super Bowl in a year or two or whatever, we could always look back at these days, these funny, crazy stories, and we could look back. You remember when the Niners, where they thought Jimmy was going to get? It's always funny to look back. That's why you keep the receipts. So if the Niners do win a Super Bowl in the next year or two, got a lot of receipts to pull. Yeah, the Niners they get attacked every year. I don't know what it is. They're always in the center of controversy, and the media just likes to come at their neck. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. Maybe they don't like Kyle. Maybe they don't like Lynch. Maybe it's a personal thing. Maybe it's from years before them. Who knows? But it just seems like the league is always kind of against the Niners. Maybe that's my own bias. So. Angela Leon says, "I realize that the YouTube lives never have any haters in the chat. That's because the haters come from Smitty's Instagram." There are a few haters on the YouTube, not as much. Most of the people in the YouTube chat, you know, they're true faithful fans. I want to hear some Niner talk, and they like the engagement. They like to talk, and I feel like we have a really good community in the YouTube chat. Not that we don't in Instagram. I love everybody there, but I don't know. I feel like the vibe here in the YouTube's a little bit more friendly, a little bit more family oriented, and I respect that everybody's pretty much nice, and there's no like there's no bad blood in the comments. You know, I like that where everybody can feel free to comment what they got, and they can disagree. But if you disagree, it's not like you're gonna come at the other person's neck. I do like how everybody's been engaging in the community in the YouTube chat, so I appreciate that. So. Sal says over under three. Smitty has 300 cokes for the entire NFL season. Probably over. That man drinks a lot of Coke, very much a lot of Coke. So, real quick before we finish up, I hope everybody that said their power is out comes back. That's just terrible. It's terrible. I hope everybody's power comes back that said their power's out. It's hot out there. Stay cool. Stay hydrated. Yeah, that's it for today. Short show. I just wanted to come in, talk. 5 days left, and get a little hype out there. We'll probably be live a little later with Instagram. I got some things to take care of now, but hope you guys have a good rest of your day. We'll be live again later. And as the week goes, we'll do a little bit more. Not much news today. Tomorrow, there should be a lot more news. Practice returns Thursday, Friday. Friday, I have Bear Down Cuz on the live, and we're going to preview the Chicago Bears game. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day and enjoy the haters being silly out there. So you know how the media is going to do. There's probably going to be more controversy out there. Appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your day.